My name again is Kirk Whalen. I have the privilege of being the Southeast Iowa chair for this campaign. And thanks again for coming out and your patience. I would like very quickly some special recognition for our office holders. I know Senator Jack Reif is here, state co-chair for the campaign. Maggie Tinsman, state co-chair, is here. And Larry Minard, I'm sorry. Larry, my county supervisor. This will be a very quick but heartfelt introduction. I'm going to share with you why I wake up every day, thinking about how I can get Mayor Giuliani to win the 2008 presidency. We all know the mayor's obvious qualities. He's a proven leader. He is the only experienced chief executive officer. He's an entrepreneurial thinker. It's fairly rare in politics. He's a proven leader. He believes in smaller, smarter government. And he's a man who wants us to be free from our fear. Fear of political deadlock, free from fear for our personal safety, and free from fear of excessive government entanglements in our lives. He's very passionate about these commitments and principles, and he believes them to his core. Quickly, some personal observations. I have had the pleasure of spending many hours, several hours over days, driving the mayor around Iowa. I've observed him in both public events and a private time. And I can tell you that he is a 100% genuine man. What you see is what you get. You'll see that in just a moment. And I believe that what makes Mayor Giuliani the man that he is and the president that he will be is that he's an incredible mix of being tough, fair, fun, smart, and most importantly, presidential. He shares President Ronald Reagan's skill of being a master of the tangible aspects of government. He knows legislation. He knows the executive office action that needs to get done. But most importantly, he has that uniquely American can-do attitude that I believe we've been yearning for many years. He has a boundlessly optimistic outlook that tends to rally our spirits, restores our belief that America is great. He makes us feel good about ourselves and about our future. So for these reasons, and all the reasons that you have now and you'll have at the end of this event, I'm going to ask you to join me in waking up every day and thinking how we can get Mayor Giuliani to win the 2008 presidency and to go to that January 3rd caucus that I talked to you about earlier. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to present to you for a warm Midwestern welcome the soon-to-be 44th President of the United States, Mayor Rudy Giuliani.
It can only be downhill from there. I'll tell you, wow, that was a great introduction. Thank you very, very much. Thank you for your patience. And flying is tough, but I think I've had so many miles this year. I don't think I have those bonus. I should have those bonus miles. Gosh, with all the flying that I've done. But I thank you very, very much for coming. And I'm going to be very brief so we can have most of the time for your questions. My campaign for president is about the future. The whole purpose of it is to try and make sure that we have an America that's stronger, an America that's more prosperous, an America that's safer. Really the whole purpose of running for president and trying to be president of the United States is if you believe that you can make this country a better country when you turn it over to whoever succeeds you. And after all, that's no different than being an American. I mean, that's what your job is too. Right? Your job is to make a better world for yourself and for your family. So you can turn over a better America to your children. That's what our parents did. That's what our grandparents did. That's what our great-grandparents did. That's really the great excitement of America, that we because of our freedom, because of the blessings we've gotten from God, this wonderful country with its natural resources and its tremendous climate and the wonderful people that came here seeking freedom. And there's a kind of a question now as to whether or not we're going to be able to do that. I see these polls that say that maybe this will be the generation in which we're not going to hand over a better America. Maybe America's going to decline, and maybe things aren't going to be as good. It makes me feel very bad when I hear that. I'll tell you why it makes me feel bad. Because it's not true. It's not true. It doesn't have to be true. America wasn't handed over to us better than it was before because of just destiny. The reason it was handed over better is because Americans had tremendous ability to organize themselves and to accomplish things. And we have that same ability, if we want to call on it, if we have the proper leadership and the proper response to it. Every single problem that we face, we can solve. You know why? We faced bigger ones in the past. People talk about terrorism, right? Terrorism is a big problem. I'd be the last one that wanted to minimize the problem of terrorism, or specifically Islamic terrorism. They're dangerous. They've killed a lot of Americans, and they intend to kill more. And we have to be very aware of it. We have to be on offense against it. But this is not a problem bigger than us. We've dealt with communism. People say, well, we won the Cold War without firing a shot. Somehow they've forgotten about Korea. Somehow they've forgotten about Vietnam. We lost a lot of people in Korea and Vietnam. More than we've lost in the effort of the Islamic terrorists against us by a very, very large numbers, right? More of our parents and great-grandparents, well, they also dealt with Nazism and fascism. We lost a lot more. We got through that. We succeeded, just like we did over communism. And there's a reason for that, because we have something very, very beautiful here. It's called freedom, democracy, the rule of law, respect for human life, respect for human rights. It's a beautiful thing. And we have it, and we're not arrogant about it. It almost imposes on us a real responsibility of trying to get things right. And I believe in dealing with Islamic terrorism, the way to get things right is to be on offense. To say, we've got to anticipate what they're going to do, try to stop them from doing it. Then we have to engage in outreach to the rest of the world to try to bring them in. And I have 12 commitments to the American people. My campaign is based on these 12 commitments, because I believe a campaign for president should be based on ideas, not just general feelings. General feelings are important, but ideas are also important. And the first commitment is to keep America on offense against terrorism. Then there are 11 more commitments. That one's the most important, but the other 11 are just about as important. To give America energy independence. We need energy independence. We've needed energy independence for a long time. And energy independence can do at least 3 things for us now. And it's even more important now than it used to be. Energy independence can protect our security, because it means we won't have to, and the world won't have to rely on countries that want to take advantage if we're more independent. Energy independence is a great business for us. It means a lot of jobs. Gosh, people in Iowa know that. You see that with ethanol, right? Well, it's not just ethanol. There are many parts to energy independence. Other biofuels that can help Iowa, help the rest of the country. There's all the things that can be done with clean coal. There's wind power. You've got a great manufacturer here of windmills. I call them windmills. They like to call them something fancier than that, but I love that name, windmills, because it evokes all those beautiful Dutch windmills. And also you have hydropower and solar power and so many other possibilities, hybrid vehicles. There are so many ways we can get to energy independence. It is not impossible. People say, oh, we can never be energy independent. Look at all the oil we buy. It's a matter of political will. People thought it was impossible to go to the moon 10 years before we did. People thought it was impossible to defeat the Soviet Union 2 years